Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to talk about nitrous. Is nitrous safe? So this is a question I get fairly often in regards to like the mods I have on my car. For those of you guys who don't know, I have a 2005 Acura RSX Type S, and it is on nitrous. So nitrous, in my opinion, is fairly safe. It's not like it's gonna blow up like Hollywood tells you to. Yes! That your car is gonna blow up. It's not gonna do that. As you can see, nitrous is not flammable. Now, what does that mean? It means it's not gonna burn. It's not gonna catch on fire when it's exposed to fire. It's not like an aerosol can where you put a lighter in front of it and then you hit the can and then you got like a mini flamethrower. It's not gonna do that. It'll put the flame out. That doesn't mean this bottle isn't dangerous to have in your car. After all, it is a pretty big bottle and it is under a lot of pressure. So if you do things responsibly, you shouldn't blow up. So I guess the big thing is one that I used to do, and that's heating up the bottle. So Nitrous Express sells a heater blanket that wraps around this and it'll heat up your bottle gradually. It's not going to heat it up fast like a torch would. If you put a torch, you can see, like that's how I used to do it. You can see how I used to just put the bottle to it. It used to kind of melt the little label. Surprisingly, it doesn't melt completely. So that tells me they kind of expect people to do it like that, because I mean, it's a label. I would have thought it would have burned, but it didn't. So, but the way I do it now, I didn't want to drop the money on a heater blanket, especially after I found out how easy and how safe I can do it with. And I actually heated it up with water. So I just go to my kitchen sink and I turn on the water on the hot side. It doesn't have to be boiling hot to warm it up. Just, you know, your regular temperature is fine. Whatever your water heater can do, because you just want to heat the bottle up to about 85 to 90 degrees. And once you can do that, it's pressurized pretty good. I mean, you could go a little hotter, but after that, like I said, you're pushing it, you're kind of asking for trouble. So yeah, that's how I do it. I go to my kitchen sink, way safer to do it. And yeah, you don't use a torch, because if you use the torch, this is a metal can, or this is a metal bottle, so it'll expand and contract, and it just wears out the bottle. So you don't want to use a torch. That's the biggest reason these things explode. It's just bottle gets worn out, and then you cause a hole, and it's under so much pressure, and then, you know, it explodes. And like, if this thing explodes, it's pretty dangerous. Like, it'll put a hole in your car. I'm not kidding. It'll put a hole in your car. Same thing with this. I say the other weak point is this part. And this comes down to where probably just dangerous to have in your car. Because if you get into a car accident and say this piece were to come off, this thing's a rocket. It's just gonna fly. So you want to have it strapped down. But I mean, an accident's an accident. That's the only place I would say it's kind of dangerous to have in your car, is in the case you get into a car accident, because this thing, it's just gonna go where it wants to go. There's no stopping it. So you want to strap the bottle down. Let me show you guys where you strap it down. Okay, so I already strapped the bottle down. I didn't connect it. The bottle was empty. I'm not gonna spray it or anything, but I wanted to show you guys. So your nitrous kit should come with clamps at least, and use these clamps. I've seen videos of people where they have their passenger hold the bottle and it's just plugged in. Don't do that. Don't do that. Use the clamps. They come included in your kit. You might even want to get beefier ones, honestly. Like, these are pretty thin, and in the event of a pretty bad accident, I don't know how they would hold up, but I don't really drive this car on the street that much, at least not with the bottle, unless, you know, I'm gonna do something with it that involves me using it. But I don't carry it around when I'm just dailying this car. In my opinion, it's pretty safe. I've been running nitrous for like 2.5 years now. I have had one bad instance, and actually that's it involves when plugging into this hose, the hose. I didn't plug it in right, and let me kind of show you guys. So it goes in here, and then you thread it in. I didn't thread it in properly, and when I went to open it, it just sprayed all over the ground. Fortunately, it didn't happen while I was driving. I was actually just filming a short with this car, but like, you have to put your hand back here and stop it, and you can imagine where you have a whole cloud of gas here, it gets pretty cold, and it actually burned my hand a little bit. Fortunately, it wasn't anything serious, but it does burn. It is freezing cold, so be careful. Make sure, give it a tug. That's what I do now. I'll give it like a nice little tug, make sure it's on there, and then I always open it now prior to me driving the car. I don't want that happening to me when I'm driving the car and I'm trying to like open the bottle. Now I make sure I open it before I even move the car, so in case it does happen to me again, I'm not driving and I can just close it again. I mean, that could probably cause an accident, honestly. But yeah, that's my opinion. Is nitrous safe? It's I mean, it does come with its risk, but if used properly, I don't see, at least the average person with a functioning brain hurting themselves, other than, you know, in the event of an accident. Also, I do have it like this for a reason, because like I said, if this thing comes off, this thing's a missile. There's nothing stopping it. I don't want it going into my back. You know, if I survive the accident, last thing I want is a friggin' nitrous bottle taking me out, hitting me in the back. You know, like, I have it sideways. I mean, it might still hit me, but it makes me feel a little safer. So probably the best place would be to have it in the trunk, but I think this is a cool spot to have it in. Make sure it's mounted somewhere where it's not facing you, because I mean, like, it'll just probably hit there. I'll be there. It's a little close, but yeah. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, if hopefully I answered some of you guys' questions, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys have any more nitrous questions. I know not too many people on YouTube talk about it or really show what it is like to own a car with nitrous. So yeah, let me know. I like doing these videos, so please leave a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.